Good evening and welcome to MightyOxTrading. Monday evening, and we are ready to trade Earn the Trade's newest product, the Trader Career Path. You will see the Trader Career Path, the totals for it up in your upper right hand corner. Now, you said all trades will be taken on stream, but I did take one trade on it today to tick off one day. Real quick, $10 loss plus $4.04 in commission. Got live commissions on it now, so no more 404s. We are ready to trade this. Looking forward to it. Trading the regular gauntlet as well. I did make a couple of adjustments to the trading plan. But first, we see NASDAQ is actually sending us a long signal here. I think it's going to bounce here, though. We have resistance. We have an EMA, so we'll wait on that. I think we're going to bounce down, maybe head up. We see a big downtrend to start off the evening, basically. How's everyone doing tonight? So real quickly, let's look at the trader career path. If I remember, here we go. So it's my plan and my rules for it. My goal is to lose no more than $60 per trade, with hopefully getting anywhere between $100 to $120 in profit per trade. The goal is at least average $125 per day after commissions. If losses hit $350 in a day, I shut it down because the max loss is $550. But at $60 a trade, it means that's 6 losing trades without any winning trades. We're doing slow and steady with no resets or blowups. We'll reevaluate these rules and these parameters once we're through both 25K legs and move up to the 50K. We'll be trading MNQ and GC. Now, this is a change. I originally said I'll trade MNQ and MES. But after some testing, first of all, MNQ and MES almost do the same thing. I mean, yeah, every now and then they'll be different, but so it's almost like if you're trading one, why trade the other? And the second part is, I took some time, a few hours this week, and I tested MES, back tested, and I just couldn't find a good 2-to-1 or even 1.5 to 1 risk to reward that I liked that worked out enough. So I switched to MNQ and I switched to gold. I'll be doing gold in the evening for now, and it's not going to be a 1-to-1 or even a 1. I mean, it's not going to be a 2-to-1 or a 1.5 to 1. I notice gold often goes quickly in one direction, in the direction that the signal calls, but doesn't always go real far. So I'm doing 7-tick profit or 5-tick stop. So that's kind of tight, but it showed that it works out about 60% of the time over the last week. So that's what we'll go with. And then in the evening, I'm going to run 3 MNQ contracts. 15-point profit target with a 7.5-point stop. And in the mornings, I'll be running 2 MNQs with a 30-point profit target, 15-point stop. All trades will happen on live stream, none taking any other time, with one exception. I realized that one trading day, the Sunday night and the Monday morning, I don't stream at all. So I will take one trade that day just to tick off a day on the 14 days, just like I did today, to tick off one day. And the fifth, so if we're at our profit target in the 15 days, we're not extending it out because we need more trading days. So that's the goal. And good evening, Steven. Sorry, I wasn't ignoring you. I just wanted to get through that real quick. How are you tonight? So there we go. And we are seeing here on NQ, came up here, it sent us this buy signal here. It went up 4 points, and it's struggling here right at this resistance, right at this, trying to get above the EMA. Just had this move down, not much consolidation before it's trying to head back up. So I'm hesitant on that, not going to take it. We see so far on the night, obviously a buy signal here would have been good. This short signal would not have worked. This one would have worked for only 7 points, and then of course this short signal would have worked. So far we're a little bit choppy. We had some amazing action today on NQ. All the indices and gold as well. You can see here today we had a big drop down overnight in the European session. It came all the way back up and then fell like a rock over some Ukraine news. Basically fell over 200 points in about an hour or so, and then rebounded to about mid-range. So I think we're going to see some rockiness this week. Market seems to overreact to every little bit of news coming out of Russia, Ukraine. On Wednesday, don't know. I mean, it might be some move. I mean, NQ usually gives you some moves in the evening. If you look back, if I go here, because I charted out everything from the last week, and last night was kind of choppy. But here, I mean, even last night, this was last night. Let's see here. And, there it gave, 15. That would have failed. That would have failed, but it actually was a good move. It just went too far back. That would have been a good trade. That would have failed. That would have been a good trade. So it was like 3-3 last evening, with a 2-to-1 reward to risk. So that would have been, decent. If you go back to last week, well, actually, I have the data. Let's see. Last week in the evening from 7 p.m. to, I forget if it was 10 or 11. I think 11 p.m. NQ would have went 16 wins and 10 losses at 2-to-1. So that's 26 trades. So about 5 trades a night. That would have fit my parameters. Hello, Hardy. Good evening. Welcome. These signals is the super trend indicator with a 2.2 multiplier. I don't follow them blindly. They're my first idea for a trade. And then I also, this is scrolling, is getting on my nerves. And then I look at where we are in relation to the bands, in relation to the SMA, and just look at the chart in general. But it's this indicator on TradingView, Super Trend by Kivak Ozbilgic. No idea if I'm pronouncing that anywhere close to right. It's basically, I mean, it's just basically an ATR, except with a multiplier of 2.2 and an ATR period of 10. But the signals, if once you weed out the bad signals, I seem to get anywhere between 55 and 65% accuracy from them. Do want to thank everyone for joining me. Please feel free to say hello in the chat. I like chatters. Ask questions like Hardy just did. Make any statements. I don't like to just hear myself droning on about, hey, we're looking at resistance here. I mean, will drone on and looking at resistance here, but, saying that 20 times a night gets kind of annoying. Hello, Chris. Hello, Khalid. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. How are you tonight or today or whatever time it is from Canada? Cool. So we're ready. Like I said, I'm going to look at just gold and MNQ for the trader career path for now. Still looking at the other stuff I trade. I'm still going to be trading the gauntlet account. But, so we're trading two at once. More focused on the career path. Especially since, I mean, I could have charts up for both accounts for MNQ, but I think I'll get confused. So I'm just going to have it on the career path for now. Hello, Yusuf. Welcome. Hello, Dan. Thank you. Hello, let's do this. So yeah, CFT is an awesome guy. Really enjoyed the interview with him. And We're both mods over there at the Earn to Trade Discord. A lot of fun with that too. Yes, I will be doing the Asian session here Mondays and Wednesdays, and then I do the morning session or New York session or whatever you want to call it Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Great to have everyone. So we are looking right now. Things seem kind of slow, and that's usually the case. 3 minutes until the top of the hour, 2 minutes to the top of the hour. Usually see some more volatility coming in there. Thank you, Yusuf. Oh yeah, he loves the bonds, and he's turned. I mean, I never ever looked at the bonds before I met CFT. Now I do watch the UltraBond. I don't trade it a lot just because at where I'm at right now in the regular Gauntlet account, I don't like to lose more than $100 a trade, and that means that's a very tight 3-tick stop with the UltraBond. So I did say looking to average $125 on a day, a day on the trader career path. Of course, I'm not going to limit that to 125 a day. We'll look to hopefully get more, especially since some days like today, tonight and tomorrow's stream, are both on the same day. But we can't make, for the consistency rule, we can't make more than, I think it's $525 in a day. That making our profit target go up. I'm watching this NQ, and right now NQ is really moving slowly. But it's interesting because this didn't pull back much at all. So this probably would have ended up being a good signal as we see it kind of continuing to head up, and looks like it has hit that 15-point profit target I would have been looking for. 15-point profit target, 7.5-point stop. And yep, it would have. I expect this to hit there and pull back to the SMA line before heading up. And I didn't want to get stopped out in case it like flushed down, but it went basically not much of a pullback at all. So first missed opportunity of the evening. I will say that right now it's showing that there's 20 people here, which is, I believe, an all-time record for my stream of 20 people at one time. So this would be a good time to remind everyone that those of you that are here from YouTube, I would love it if you hit that like button for me. Helps the YouTube algorithm. We see a big down move here on gold. About 11 ticks down into the third Bollinger Band, so I am expecting a bounce there. We are seeing a bounce. Signal went away. Signal flirting on that next candle there. You see copper went all weird as well at the top of the hour. Wicks about the same size, both up and down. Nasdaq is continuing to go up and laugh at me for not taking the trade. We do have a short signal here now on gold. So find my gold chart. Silver. No, let's check our gold 5-minute chart though. Okay, looks good on the 5 as well. So we are going to take this trade. Now I am a little worried about this EMA sitting here, but we're going for this, looking for a 7-tick Profit, 5 tick stop. Oh, well, by not jumping in there, I just may have saved myself. Let's see if that pops back down. Good evening, Vincent. How's your weekend? Okay, we're in on gold. Tight 5 tick stop here. We already get in 1 tick. We didn't take 1 tick of slippage. Good chance we bounce here, but we'll see. It is through that EMA. There we go. It's gone 4 ticks. Oh, pull back. Crap. Continue. It is down into the bands, which is a little bit of a worry. Pop back up. Stop is just above the wick of that last candle. We actually got in 2 ticks late compared to the open of that candle, which is going to end up costing me. That 2 ticks would have got us to the profit target. So that slippage right now has jeopardized this trade. But it's back to heading in the right direction. Love to see big tall wicks at the top when I'm going short. Don't like to see that though. There we go. Oh. Okay, we got stopped out. So first real trade of the trader career path, stopped out for a $50 loss. The totals will update in the top right hand corner in a little bit. And you see it stopped me out and came back down. Me and gold might end up fighting, and I might end up eliminating gold from this idea. I did test the tight stopping, with back testing, but I honestly, when you're back testing, you can't really account for slippage when you're back testing. I mean, you can by just if you want to set it for 2 ticks after the tie, and maybe that's what I need to start doing when I do back testing. Sounds good, Vincent. Yes, let's pull back to its EMA line on the 1 minute chart. Silver. I'm not going to play so. I should say I watch silver. See, silver sent a short signal in the 5 minute chart. Silver bothers me because of its $25 tick size, but I do watch it because I've been trying to learn some reversal plays on the 5 minute chart. So it's just something I keep an eye on for now. ES sending a short signal, or trying to. Gold. Gold is breaking against Bollinger Band on the 5 minute. It's very tight bands there, though. See here in the 1 minute. Yeah. See, this came up and stopped me out, and now would have went to my profit target. So I did end up getting victimized by the tight stop. Hello, Jeremy, and welcome. mostly the 1 minute time frame, but I do look at the 5 minute time frame as well at times. So without slippage, if we hadn't gotten slippage on that trade, we would have never got stopped out and we would have reached profit target. Excellent. Um, hello. I'm not gonna try and pronounce your name, but welcome. Thank you for joining me. Okay, crude oil sending us a signal. Remember, crude. I don't no plans on for now. No plans on trading crude on the trader career path, but I will trade it on the gauntlet. Seems like it was coming up and pulled back. Now it's trying to head back up. I do have a crude chart here for the regular gauntlet account, or mini gauntlet, whichever. Whatever you want to call it. Hello, Zor. I'm gonna say Zor Bon. Um, in the evenings, I usually start. Well, I mean, if I'm on stream, I start at 7:45 Eastern time. If I'm not on stream, I start looking at things around 7-ish. Um, in the mornings, it's about 7 a.m. If I'm on stream, then I get on stream about 7:30. I wake up at 7 a.m. and I literally sleep 3 feet from my computer. So I just slide over the computer and I look at what the markets did overnight. Good evening, Fitzroy. I do not yet have that video. It's been requested. Um, my issue with videos is I don't I only have time to do videos on the weekends. Because so far I haven't been able to trade my way out of the having to work. But and then I don't know how to really edit videos. So, but I can do a raw unedited video possibly this weekend because it's something that a bunch of people have asked me for. So I can possibly get that done maybe this weekend and get that posted. Crude has messed with that buy signal the last 3 minutes and it keeps going away. Oh, great job, Vincent. Yeah, I saw that drop. It was amazing. I didn't trade it because, I was actually, yeah, I did trade it. I ended up blowing my Gauntlet account Friday, accidentally trading 3 regular size NQs when I meant to trade 3 micros, and it turned against me for 20 points before I had like a deer in the headlights look because it happened in like 20 seconds. So yeah, it's been asked for a bunch by a bunch of people, and yeah, I'll put that toward it. I do want to start making more static videos. It's just trying to juggle and find time for everything. I've been hoping to find someone that likes editing videos that'll be willing to be paid sometime in the future, but so far I haven't found that. So So Crude looks like it does not want to head up now. So we wait for our next opportunity. We'll jump back and it'll send me a signal if it decides to do something. So gold did only come down like maybe 10 ticks total off that move. Yeah, 10. It's now curled back up. NASDAQ sideways. It did send a short signal, but I didn't trust it. Excellent. Yeah, that's one of the reasons, I do trading in the evening because you hear traders, the so-called experts say, well, you can't trade the Asian session. There's just not enough volatility. There's not enough, liquidity, so on and so forth. You can't make money, and this is not true. And I want to show people that are just getting into trading that if they have a 9 to 5, and if they, they can't stay up late to trade the Europe session, and they can't be at a computer for the New York session, then they can still get into it and make money off of it. There's opportunity with futures pretty much 22 hours a day. The signals, they're from an indicator on TradingView. It's a super trend indicator by some guy with a really hard to pronounce name. This here, super trend by Kivak Ozbilgic. And super trend's a very well-known indicator. You can get it for NinjaTrader too, but it's not exactly the same on NinjaTrader, so I don't like using it on NinjaTrader. And then you can configure it. I use an ATR period of 10 and a multiplier of 2. The lower the multiplier, the more signals you get, and the earlier signals you get. That means you get a lot of false signals. And the larger the multiplier, the later the signals come, and you get less of them. Fortunately, I don't have much coding knowledge, so I can't make a script for myself. There's a point in time I would love to like have someone configure a bot, but I'm not sure that they could do it because I don't take these signals blindly. Like here, if we look at the NASDAQ here, you know, I should have taken that signal and I didn't because it was coming up into these downtrending bands. So I kind of was worried that it was going to pull back first. But I didn't take this one because we had the uptrending bands. I'm sorry, the uptrending band, and it's still an uptrending SMA. And you can see it doesn't end up being a bad signal as we continue to head up. So I weed out some of the signals it sends me. I did some backtesting once of what would happen if I took signal to signal, and it doesn't work out well. Because even when, like here, you can see here, this move made a nice move up for like 20 points. But the signal fired and gave back about half of it. So it's a mixture of the signal. Signal gives the first idea, and then I just kind of look at where everything else is at. Now see, like right here, if we zoom in, you see this. Let me actually turn off this one script. Turn off that second one. Turn that. You can see this where the signal, this red line is. That's where the signal will fire if it crosses there. Sorry to hear that, Vincent. I know you'll get the next one. So once it crosses there, that's when the buy signal will fire. But now if you see here, this script here that I have points out support and resistance. So here's the resistance line. So even though if it fires here, I'll wait till it gets through the resistance and shows me it's going to not top out there before I actually jump in. And as you can see so far, these last two signals would have been obviously good for 15 points. I mean, this one would have been good for like 40 points, but right now just looking for 15 points. We don't need huge wins on the trader career path 25K. I mean, if you can get a runner, I do have it set up where, two of them cash out at 15, and then one will trail tightly to try and get a few extra points out of it. See if it does. Now here we have a double top situation, basically. Now it didn't quite get up to the same level, but it came down, came back up, rejected down below the SMA line. We already have a short signal in place, so as soon as it gets past, let's see, actually we have the low of this candle, 14,272, we're at 280 now. So if this continues to come down and it breaks through this resistance, we'll jump in on a short. Apologize if I'm talking a little bit fast. Need to chill out a bit. I admit that I'm a little bit over energized right now. Like I said, these numbers of viewership I've never seen this high before. So I'm an extreme introvert in real life, and I've gotten this streaming thing down where I'm pretty comfortable with it. But this is still a little new when I start seeing numbers really pop up. I blame the Canadian futures trader for that. Yeah. I do thank everyone for being here. It's nice seeing this channel grow. Hoping we can all grow together, become funded traders or better traders or whatever your goal is by being here. And build a nice little community of success. Yep, I see that there, Vincent. Double top. But it did not so far. It hasn't flushed down. It's kind of sideways. Thanks, Jeremy. I appreciate that. Right now we're just kind of consolidating. It looks like it wants to head down. Small candles for NQ right now. Yeah, I think before tonight my record for number watching at any one time was 15. There's also 2 watching on Twitch right now. So the total is 24-ish. And right now we're indecisive on NQ. Up, down. Left, right, left, right. AB, AB, start. So here we go with possibly triple topping. Oops, knocked down a signal without looking. What was that signal? Hate it when I do that. Russell. Whoa, okay. Well, we just burst through there. So we burst through that triple top, but we also burst through the 3rd Bollinger Band, and if there was a 4th Bollinger Band, it'll probably burst through that too. So immediately pull back under that resistance. This could be the last try of the bulls to get up, and this could be what sends it downward. Oftentimes, a big move in the opposite direction starts with a huge band break. So we'll see what happens on the next couple candles. If you look back here, see where it broke the band here and then pulled back for the next four candles. Broke the band here, and then that's actually was where the big pullback started. Thank you, Let's. I appreciate that. See, it's indecisive right now. Still bumping up against that area where it's bumped up the last couple times here. Now it's sending me a buy signal here. I mean, it's trying to. And I just don't know what to think here, honestly. Uh, Zora, you can trade any any norm futures product. You can normally, um, you know, almost any of the futures products trade 22 hours a day. The only difference is the only ones that really don't are agriculture. Agriculture starts trading at 8 p.m. Eastern and then takes a 45-minute break in the morning. And then there's a couple agricultures that nobody ever trades. Feeder cattle and hogs that only trade in the morning. Well, thank you very much. 'Cause I hate the sound of my own voice. I don't know why. Listening to the sound of my own voice it's like listening to nails on a chalkboard for me. So I hate even trying to when I do videos, listening to make sure they're sounding good. With CFT doing that interview, I had to review it when he got it done editing, and it was I liked the interview and how it flowed, but it was like torture having to listen to myself. I admit that I will show emotion at times. If I like lose a few trades in a row, you'll hear me go, "Oh my God, I can't believe this," and I will sound down for a little bit. I try not to let the negative emotions come through, but I also think there's a bit of honesty there because we all deal with that. And then if I'm in a really good trade, you'll hear me get excited. Thank you. So we see gold. I've been just paying attention to NQ here. See, gold has come down in that move that stopped me out before it went. Came back to the SMA, broke the SMA, pulled back, and is now sending the long signal. That's a good setup. I like that. We're going to try gold one more time. Only thing that has me a little bit worried, it is into the Bollinger Band on the RSI down here. But that doesn't matter as much on the 1 minute chart. I mainly watch that on the 5. Oh yeah, there's the Nasdaq. That is the start of the pullback. But we have this resistance, or support. I always mix them up. Support down, resistance up. Either way, right around 77, and we're at 81. So now I got dueling banjos here. Got MNQ and gold wanting my attention, like two children. MNQ with a green candle there, and gold with a red candle there. They're trying to mess with my head. There's the red on the gold, the green on the NQ. Gold's Bollinger does not look real good, conducive right now for an upward move. Looks like we're squeezing a bit. Actually, we're doing the same on the NQ. Another Asian market comes online here in about 2 minutes, so we could see some more volatility. Nope, Zor 22 hours a day basically, 22 hours and 10 minutes a day. And now crude wants attention. Check crude. Ooh, I don't like that chart on crude. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So we'll continue just watching these. I look at 8. Yeah. Every now and then you also hear me stumble over my words, so let me clear the screen here. I look at 8 regularly. Copper, which used to be my favorite thing, but me and copper have been having some relationship issues. The UltraBond down here on the bottom right-hand corner. Gold in the bottom left-hand corner. NASDAQ in the upper left-hand corner. And then on this 4, crude, um, the ES, the Russell, and I have natural gas up, but I've actually never taken a trade on it on the gauntlet. I just haven't found anything I like on it yet. It's a space for now. Definitely don't even bother with it in the evening at all. There's not enough volatility, not enough volume. So those are my main 8, but I keep an eye on some others for that whole pullback plan that I've been trying to develop. So yeah, these 4 are my main 4, and then these 4 are my other 4 that I watch. And if I paid for the more expensive plan on TradingView, I could have all 8 in one window, but I think that'll be too small for me anyway. And if you're new, don't ever try and trade 6 and 8 different assets. My brain just works in a certain way that I have trouble staring at just one or two. I end up getting just distracted and then looking at Facebook or Discord or whatever anyway. So I like looking at multiple assets. But for most people, trying to look at more than 2 at a time, especially if you're just starting out, it can be overwhelming. Nope. Uh, CFT, I'm still Ox. I haven't changed my name at all. Hello, Andrew. US 30, I have it up over here. Oh, but sorry, CFT. Hello, and how you doing? Say hello to your flock that you have brought to me, and I'm setting all-time records for viewership. CFT's been a wonderful friend, and he's done some very great things for this channel, and I really appreciate it. I have the Dow, the US 30 up here on a 5-minute. Actually, I have it on a 1-minute chart now. Usually, I'm just watching it on a 5. Yeah, between the Russell, the Dow, the ES, and the NQ, they so often all do the same thing at the same time that I started whittling it down. Big move down on NQ there. So, there's that move down that we were expecting. Part of me really did want to go in short there. See, I kind of bounced off the SMA, and now you know, just moved down here. I only moved down 8 points. I say only 8, but that would have been nice. Now I got to decide whether it wants to continue heading down. It's into the bands, well into the bands. Wow, big move down now, 11 points. Uh, see I froze there only because we're well into the band. I'm almost expecting a pullback. This is candle's gone 7 points now. This is my big issue. I don't take trades when I should. Up, down, you know. So this one went about 9 points so far. Good job, Vincent. What level did you enter? Good job. By the way, folks, you'll never hear me call a trade. I'll never say y'all should enter here or anything like that. I believe everyone should, learn. I have no problem, teaching the way I do enter trades, but I'll never call out and tell people to enter trades. But I do love to hear when people like Vincent just did tell me that they just entered a trade. And I love to hear that and watch, when I have a chance, I'll watch how a trade progresses for that person and, kind of cheer it on as if it's in a winning trade. So if you ever enter, feel free to tell me you entered. So this did pull back here now. Just what I was afraid of. Got well down into that Bollinger. See if it continues to head down. Gold went completely sideways on us. Yes, and Vincent started, using my strategy, I believe back in December. And he's not afraid to trade it. I have this, issue with trader psychology and I don't take the trades I should. But he's been trading it very well. To the fact that I think in December he only ended up with one red day, if I remember right. Hardy, I'm sorry. Yeah, Hardy, I do use NinjaTrader. Right now, I chart on NinjaTrader. I'm sorry, I chart on TradingView, and I do my executions on NinjaTrader. I'm still hoping that since NinjaTrader bought out Tradeovate, that we'll get Tradeovate and thus can execute trades off of TradingView. But for now, um, I'm executing on NinjaTrader, but do all my charting on TradingView. You can see here's my, and that's another issue I do have is that, when I'm ready to enter a trade, I got to quickly find my charts from NinjaTrader. Because I haven't figured out, for some reason, on the software I'm using to stream, it doesn't pick up the NinjaTrader windows. Like, you can do a window capture, but it doesn't pick up the NinjaTrader windows as a window. So I always have to quickly switch over to just a full screen grab. Just while you see my my icons down there, and occasionally you'll see my notifications pop up when I'm on this screen because the software doesn't pick this up as a window. Hardy, I basically you're the second person tonight that has asked me now to do a video on my strategy, and I've been getting that a lot lately. This weekend, I will try to get a video done explaining the indicators I use and the strategy I use. Unfortunately, I don't know anything about editing videos, and I don't have any fancy bells and whistles, so you'll have to get a pretty raw version. But I will get one done this weekend and get it up. Now Vincent right now is upset with my strategy because I think this trade's going against him. So for the magic of the internet, Ninja Trader goes away again until we get another signal. Copper coming up to its SMA line, sending a signal, but we'll wait. About to get ready a signal here on the Nasdaq, but eh. Now gold's interesting again. See here, topped out here at exactly the level it topped out here. It's topped out here, excuse me, 4 times. This candle, this candle, this candle. Now we are above, though we not too far from resistance here. Just popped up a tick. Great job, Skogs. I've only taken one trade so far, and that was on the career path, and took a $50 loss on gold. Huh. So, well, give me a second. That career path, the stats up there in the right-hand corner haven't updated. So let me go hit refresh on that. It's supposed to update automatic. Wait a minute. Hey guys, that trade I took on gold earlier, I took it on the wrong account. Oops. So the career path is still only down $14 because I took that on the gauntlet account. So you see, we did get a long signal on NQ, but it's immediately pulling back. Oh, Vincent, did you start using a copier? Remember you were talking about it, but I didn't remember if you ever got to it or not. So you see, we kind of stair-stepped up, hit a top again, just about at that spot where it flushed down. That was to head back down. We're kind of ranging right now. I should really put this indicator or script or whatever you want to call it on more charts. I do like the fact that it draws out the support and resistance for me. So from here to here, we're about 30 points. We're kind of staying in that range right now. It's actually going way back to here and here. We've basically been ranging. Thank you, Skogs. Great job. Excellent. Yeah, I'm shooting for, at the very least, 125 per day, but obviously anything up to about 525 a day, I'll be happy with. Stop in tomorrow morning if you're trading tomorrow morning, Skogs. That's right, folks. Y'all be happy to know I'm back tomorrow morning. Vincent, you would need a virtual machine or a VPS or a second computer. There's actually been an amazing amount of discussion lately on the Earn the Trade Discord about VMs and VPSs and trade copiers. I do not have a website yet. Um, Honestly, I never expected to get big enough where I needed one. Right now, I have Twitter. I have Instagram. Not that I'm sure what to do with the Instagram yet, but I have Twitter where I post my daily P&L each day, and I have subreddit, and I have Facebook. Actually, I have all that right here since we're in a bit of a slowdown. There's all the social media. Twitter's the one I prefer. Yeah, YouTube and Twitch, of course. This all started on Reddit because I was Reddit famous before all this because of a subreddit called Beer Money, where people look to earn extra money on the internet. And then the Instagram, and then last but not least, Facebook. I keep kidding around that maybe one day I'll get a TikTok. I'm not sure what I would put on a website anyway, but I mean it's something I can think about in the future if I can figure out what I would put on there. Okay. Oh. The little scoreboard there. I mean the totals just disappeared. There it goes. Not sure what caused that, but okay. Yeah. I always had an interest in stocks, or I shouldn't say trading, but like even as a kid, I would check stock prices in the newspaper back when I don't know if they still post them in the newspaper. Then I started messing around on Robinhood a bit and stuff, but um, the end of 2019, September 2019, I got a really bad infection. I ended up having a leg amputated, and I got sent to a rehabilitation place, waiting on a prosthetic. And that's when the pandemic hit. So my foot was on back order, which is a very weird thing to say. I had absolutely nothing to do, so I started teaching myself to trade by watching YouTube, YouTubers and stocks and all that, streaming and like Warrior Trading and all those guys. And I started messing around a little bit, but got really frustrated with the whole pattern day trading rule, and you can't really short stocks easily unless you have at least $2,000 in margin and all that. And I found out about funded futures programs and moved to there. Yeah, Vincent. Probably. Although, I mean, if you do earn the trade, at least in the evaluation phase and the live sim phase, you get your Ninja Trader license free. Now, once you're funded and on the live account, then it's no longer free. Oh, Vincent, you're okay. That didn't bother me. I don't have any problem with anyone mentioning stuff like that. Honestly, I'm loyal to Earn to Trade, of course, but even I will once since Earn to Trade doesn't allow you to copy from one Earn to Trade account to another. Once I get to the point where I'm ready to maybe use a trade copier, I will be going with some other company just to be able to use a copier. From what I've seen on the Earn to Trade Discord about the Apex copier, it's an older version of the Replicanto copier, and Replicanto is the current version is superior. That's what was talked about today on the Discord. By the way, if you use Discord, I would definitely recommend you join. Whoa, Nasdaq just popped up big time. Came down to this kind of a cup thing, popped up above the resistance. Now we're looking to see if we can get back above this move up here where it popped up to 293, got up to 291. So we're watching that. But yeah, if you guys use Discord, I would definitely recommend you come over to the Earn to Trade Discord. A lot of good trader talk there. You do not need to be an Earn to Trade customer to be a part of the Earn to Trade Discord. Me and CFT are mods there. Pretty fun place. Every now and then you get someone that's a jerk, but usually it's pretty good. Um, UltraBond. I haven't actually used a futures brokerage. I've just been using these funded, trying to get these funded with these programs. I don't have any money to put into a brokerage account right now. So I mean, Earn to Trade's my number one. As you know, I can't really talk about brokerages. The ones I've heard that are good is AMP and Ninja Traders brokerage, but I have never personally used them, so I can't vouch for any of them. Vincent, are you still looking short, or are you neutral in your bias now? Cool. So we're still watching right now. Just about everything is sideways. This is where things get a little bit boring. So I'm glad y'all are talking, because the nights that like things are going, everything's going sideways, and nobody's talking. It's really, 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 really boring. So we're watching here. We're seeing this topping out 3 separate candles at this high of about 91. I'm sorry, no, that's the ES. I'm okay at the ES. See, that's what Vincent does to me. Here, lane Q, 91. It's topping out 3 times. Topped at 93 on this, so we were looking to get above it. It's starting to stretch these bands a little bit. So I'd like to see a nice slow and steady move up through that resistance. I hate it when it just bursts up. Like right there. Ooh, and a quick move right back down. Yes. Depending on the account size you choose when you start on earn a trade, you have parameters. You can start with, two, three, or four contracts. So you can, start do a, starting your trade with one, and then go up to what your maximum allowed is. Or if you use micros, obviously you can use for every, it's up to like 20 or 30 micros. So it hit that 90, it hit 93 again and flushed down. You see gold here, up, down, up, kind of down. Looks like it wants to hit that short. So now looking at NQ will come back through that SMA line and back down, or will it bounce and continue heading up? Yeah, Hardy Earn the Trade uses Rhythmic. I think all these firms do besides maybe Top Step. I'm not sure if Top Step's Rhythmic or CQG or CQ, whatever that one other one is. I agree with that. Let's do this. Definitely a quieter time compared to 50-point candles sometimes in the morning on NQ. Part of me thinks it wants to flush down, but it doesn't. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, the band's starting to close in again. It's really. It looks like a dragon. Yes, this is what happens when I get bored. Looks kind of like a dragon. Mouth open. Let's give it an eye. There we go. Yes, folks. I'm silly too. It's the dragon pattern. We did get a short signal on gold, but I ain't taking that. I gotta see it get below. Let's see. This hit the 72.2 here, 72.0 there, 72.3 there. So I need to get basically below 72. It's sitting at 72.7 now. Definitely not a lot of opportunities there, but remember, if you are a newer trader, trading is not constant excitement, nor is it constant terror. It's a lot of patience. If you get bored and just jump into a trade out of boredom, that's probably not going to work out right. You got to wait for your setups. You'll see some of the most successful traders out there say some days they don't take a single trade because they didn't get their setup. That's another reason why I like watching multiple assets, because it's very rare not to get something somewhere when you're looking at 8 different assets. But You can't just jump in because one of the things when I first started streaming, I would get frustrated if I didn't have anything to show anybody that I was doing anything, just sitting here twiddling my thumbs, and I don't want to jump into a trade, and I would just jump into the first thing that looked halfway decent, and it was not a good idea. See, Crude is heading up. Another thing you can do by way of my signals that I use, if you go to a higher time frame, you get a little bit later signal. Here you see that this buy signal fired here at 1928 my time. On the 2-minute chart, though, it probably fired. Well, actually, it fired way back here, so never mind on that one because it fired on this can. No, fired way back here. I don't know. Never mind. I should have looked at that first before starting to talk about it. Oftentimes, you'll get confirmation from a higher time frame. Like say this was a straight move up, you would see the 1-minute fire here, and then the 2-minute fire here, and the 5-minute fire later. That was just a bad chart to give an example on. Copper. Set this long signal here, pull back. It's now gotten above the SMA. It's been a good candle to jump in on because sometimes as soon as it breaks the SMA, jump in. Now it's pulling back, and we do have the 200 EMA. But when I do my back testing, I very rarely look at like support and resistance or 200 EMAs. I just look at where I would have gone in at based on the chart pattern, or not even pattern, but whatever it is I'm trying to think of. Gold. Gold just tried to hit that long signal, but again, we're still in this range. Still trying to get through that 93 area, and still rejecting down every time it tries. It's gotten up to 94 a couple of times, but then it's rejected down. Hello, Anoki. Welcome. We're just at the top of the hour again, and like no movement. Usually you see a little bit of a pop at 9 o'clock hour, but so far nothing. But I'm gonna get an MNQ chart ready. It does look like it wants to try and see and get ready to see if it breaks that. Right there. Nope, reject it back down. Are we on the right account? No, we weren't. There we are. Now we're on the TCP account. Okay. It's gotten above. We're going long. I'm on the wrong parameters though. It should have been on the 15-point stop. I'm sorry, 7.5-point stop instead of the 15. I'll get this right yet. So we're gonna set our stop right there, and we're gonna bring our profit target way down. 96, 106, 11. See if we get our move here. So we're in on a trade, first real trade on the trader career path. See if we continue this move upwards. Yeah, did get above there, that 93 mark. Now it's, there we go. Nice move there. Not holding it though. Back to break even. Do not like to see red candles that look like that. See the band is kind of trying to stagnate there. Kind of sideways indecisive. Thought it was going to continue to crawl up, but not making that crawl right now. We'll send us a long signal. It's going red, green, red since. We'll stick with the NQ. I think Ninja Trader just froze on me. There we go. Now we're seeing some green. Nice move up. 6-point candle. In the profit. Getting close to that band. I prefer, smaller candles grinding up versus a big candle that the bigger candles tend to reverse. Okay, let's look at support and resistance here. Next resistance point. Way back here before that big move down. So looking at about 311, which is right where my profit target is. Good evening, Jamie. Oh, there's a nice big move up. Nice solid green candle. We're up about 8 points. Pulling back a bit here. Moving my stop below the low of that candle there. Reducing risk. Hoping this continues to ride the band. See a pullback here. Three 3 point pullback. Kind of managing this trade because I used the wrong parameters. I used 30 by 15 instead of 15 by 7.5. Hopefully it gets up to our 15 now. Might move that down 1 or 2 points because the resistance is right there at 311, but that's a nice move up. Moving the stop below this, yeah, I'll move it right to my entry point. So now the worst I get is break even minus some slippage. See if it continues to move up. The fact that it's 7 green candles in a row is a little bit worrisome. Usually you do have a red candle mixed in. We're up about $33 on this trade. 2 micros. Again, it should have been 3 micros looking for 15 points, but ironing out the new parameters that I'm running on the trader career path. We're about 6 points from our profit target, but it's definitely struggling here. It continues to struggle, and as long as it doesn't flush down, ooh, pulling back here a little bit. Well, glad to have you in futures. Let's do this. And hopefully much continued luck and success. Indecisive here in this at 14,304 in the 304-305 range. It's kind of sitting there. High was 307 3/4. 2 bar pullback. Green trying to come back up. We see it struggle again around, coming back up. That will probably cut it. We definitely gonna give it some opportunity to try and push through. Ignoring the signals on other assets right now. Gold, this would have been a good signal to take. So, right now, this is where we're at. At that 307, 14,307 level again, pushing through. If it hits my profit target, 1 will come off and then we'll trail with 1, trying to get a little bit more out of the trade. Going to move our stop up to in profit at 14,301. It is still struggling around that 306, 307 level. See if we can continue to push up. 308 we saw there. Definitely whipsawing off 308, 309. Trying once more. Up, 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 up. Oh, it just came within like 2 ticks of my profit target, literally. Came within 1 tick of my profit target. This happened to me the other day. This happened to me on Friday. Came within 1 tick of my profit target and then pulled back. Will you look at this? 1 tick of my profit target. New candle. See if it heads back up. Don't like the looks of that last red candle. We have had 3 now. 3 out of the last 4 candles have been red. Stops at 301. We're about 304. Sideways. High drama. Well, wait, go up another tick. Still got a nice strong uptrending SMA. It's trying again. Definitely. Right there, that 307 level, it's definitely struggling. But it keeps trying. It's, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. The little candlestick that could. Gold pulling back. Sending a short signal. Expect that to bounce. Right candle. Right candle, go away. Looks like this red candle wants to continue heading down, but we'll see. If it gets back below, if it gets below this wick of this candle from 4 minutes ago, that's where we'll know we're in trouble. That was 14,303 and a half. Obviously, this is one of the small frustrations of using micros. You know, if I had been in, this with a regular size mini, be up $200 and call it good. But on the flip side of that, if it had gone the other way, obviously you could have got quickly in trouble. So, let's try once again to head up. Stop is now right about the SMA line. Bands is starting to flatten though. Back to that 307. $308. Small candles for NQ right now. Very small candles. Normally used to seeing, 10 points on an NQ candle, and right now we're doing 2 and 3. Gang got up to like 309 on that. Yeah, 309 and a half. Doesn't want to give me that last 2 points. Bouncy. There, still 310 on the ask. Saw it again on the ask. $310 and a quarter. Talk about a slow grind. Okay, fine. You know what? I'll meet you halfway. Set the profit target 310 and a quarter. See if it gets back up there. Could be double topping here, so I want to be careful. Don't want to see it flush down. Almost thinking about taking the profit here. I do not like the way it's stalling. Okay, I took profit there. So, blow up this chart here. We saw a double top basically there. You see how the bands are starting to close in. We could be headed for a period of consolidation. So, took the profit there. Got about 14 ticks, 13 ticks. Let's see. I even forget where I got in at. Maybe it was 11. 296 up to 307. So about 11 ticks. 11 ticks. Now I'm doing ticks. 11 points. And that deserves a small but decent cha-ching. It puts us up $42 on the TCP. You see the negative 50 on the regular gauntlet from that gold trade, but $42 TCP, or about 1/3 of our way from our profit target. I should say our minimum, the profit that we're looking for of $125 on the day. So 1 for 1 on the TCP. Look for our next entry. Thank you, Vincent. Now, just one quick thought on that. Yeah, obviously we got this buy signal here, which I would never have taken, and it pulled back right here. One of these green candles right here after it got back above the SMA line would have been a much better entry, obviously. I waited until it got above this resistance here. But this was, 15 points from that resistance. So if I'd been watching it, this would have been a much better play, and it would have went up, 40 points from that entry, something like that. 30, about 32. So that would have been the better entry right there. But I do like the fact that I did wait till, once I didn't really notice it. Didn't catch it when it did that. And I do like the way, I did wait for it to break resistance and, wrote it up. And it looks like I did get out at the right time. It's pulled back to the SMA. Let's see what it does from here. The TCP has updated in the top right hand corner. Remember, I did take one trade earlier today, not on stream, just to get one day ticked off on it. I bought it early this morning so I could get live commissions added to it for the micros. So we can get charged 404 micro. So we're coming up about 9:30, almost on the East Coast. 8:30 my time. I don't have a set time that I stop a stream most evenings or even mornings. Some mornings I do have a hard stop because I order grocery delivery for a certain time. But I usually go to at least 10:30 Eastern on the evening streams, unless it's an incredibly boring night. Then I'll cut it early. But I'm not opposed if there's something exciting happen going to later. Did you just see what NQ just did? Big 8-point candle here, burst through what my profit target was at 311. It just hit 319. So I mean, I got out. I preserved the win. I preserved the profit. It eventually did, but obviously it went further. It might be heading up another full leg. We don't know. Right now it's well into the band, so this could be the last bit of this before it pulls back. We'll see. So I could have got more off that trade, but it could have very easily had started down trending as well. Gold also popped up there. Not sure. Wow. So big move up there on now NQ. It's now at its high of the session. Pulling back after breaking the bands. That would have been a great reversal play there. I just wasn't fast enough. It's a 5-minute chart. Well, at the high of yesterday's sessions, 366.5 or so. We still got about 40 points away from that. See, big pullback there. See how far it was up into that band? Closed above that band like that. That would have been a perfect reversal play. It's only come down 5 points, but this might start a further trend down. If we look here on the RSI, if I can make this larger. No, hold on. Gotta make the volume larger. See, RSI, one of the things I look for is it broke the Bollinger Band on the RSI. Well above. It was almost touched the 80 line. It was above the 70 line. So this was an A plus setup. All three of that I'm looking for the reversal plays that I've been testing, but I haven't really been playing. Came into factor here above the 70 line, above the Bollinger on the RSI, above the Bollinger on the regular chart. So that would have been, great reversal play. Could have scalped that for 5 points. Maybe more. We'll see if it continues to come down. But quick reversal scalp there would have been nice. Excellent, Vincent. Does seem like we want to head up. This is the whole evening so far. Came up, consolidated, made one last effort, and came down basically to the price that we opened at. Has now made the second move up. Be interesting to see if we get it back above the. I guess that what was the high of the yesterday? I thought it was there, but I guess it wasn't. I guess I could look on a daily chart. Actually, blow this up. Boom. Yeah, it was the high. I was right. Yeah. So yeah, I'm sorry. The high yesterday was 394. So still ways to go before the high of yesterday. Looks like we had a little consolidation around the 40-50 area before headed the rest of the way down. So keep an eye on that. That thing really looks like a monster. Anyway, y'all gonna think I'm crazy. Meanwhile, in other assets that we have been kind of ignoring tonight, copper hasn't really given us many good signals. Long pullback, I don't think that would have given us. Copper, I'm looking for 16 ticks usually, with an 8 tick stop loss, and that would have only went 5 ticks. No, 11 ticks. I'm sorry. So yeah, this would have not been real good. Definitely wouldn't have taken that, whatever was going on there. Now again, this would not have taken that, but pull back right here would have been the best entry once it got back above the SMA. Excellent job. Let's do this. Excellent. 11 points is very nice for ES. Love hearing about success. So does anyone here trade anything besides ES, MES, NQ, or MNQ? We have any gold or crude traders or anything else? Just curious. I know ES and NQ are the two most popular, so. NQ's continuing to head up, laughing at me as it does. Gold sideways. Kind of a weird looking chart right there. UltraBond, I almost never look at it in the evening. You can see all the dashes. Not a lot of volume. Yeah, I got out too early on NQ, but you know what, Tom? That's okay. You made profit. You saved your profit. That was it. 4 points or 3 points. That's a good profit trade. There'll be more opportunities. I do beat myself up a lot. I am feeling a little bit frustrated about this trade here with NQ. Obviously, yeah, I pulled out, I think, at 07, and it ended up going all the way up to 29 so far, and maybe further. But we got to win, and we'll get another one. So gold's been kind of weird. Let's draw it out. This is another reason I like charting on trading view. Trading view. Yeah, I love charting out my trades. See if it would have got me what I was looking for. And actually, that one wouldn't have. I was looking for 7. It would only went 5. I did start off thinking 5 for 5. So, and then that short trade, me and gold may not work out on this idea. Let's see down there. That would have given me 7, assuming absolute zero slippage. And then this one, yeah, I don't think I would have taken this at all. I mean, I was kind of ignored it. Big candle up, SMA line sideways. I just don't think I would have, but this was actually the best signal so far. Because that would have easily given me 7 and it's still going. If we look back here, I wouldn't have taken that one or that one, but obviously both would have failed. This was the good one that I didn't, or this is the one that also would have worked if I hadn't, but I got in with 2 ticks of slippage. Got in 2 ticks late and ended up instead stopping out on this big wick up. So if I see that where that gold doesn't work, I will just eliminate it or adjust it somewhat. We'll figure it out. I don't want to focus on just NQ. but we'll see. Because I don't want to take more than $50 to $60 at a loss on any trades. There's some things that just don't. Oh, what just happened? Whoa. Well, look at that gold. Wow. That just shot up 6 points and came right back down. What the heck? Silver did the same thing. Silver's a silver on the 5. Now, this is going to have me feeling FOMO. By the way, gold just got above its high of yesterday. But, no, I shouldn't say FOMO, but look at this real quick. And we'll even watch it. And I know Vincent's been really interested in this play of mine. We're well above the Bollinger Band. Well above the Bollinger Band. Well above the 79 on this candle. If everything works the way I expect it to, we're going to see a major reversal on this candle. On this next candle. This one closes in a minute. Now the only way it might not happen is if this pulls back big time before this candle closes. But right now we're above the 70 line. We're above the Bollinger. We're above the Bollinger. Let's watch to see if this reverses. This is silver, so I wouldn't even, I obviously I don't like to play with silver too much yet. At $25 tick, we're actually getting the same move on gold, so we'll watch both. We're actually getting it on copper. No, I mean on platinum too, although platinum's not above its 70 line, but we're above the 70 on both silver and gold. Come for the trading, stay for the singing. So we'll watch this. We are seeing the pullback already. You can see here, okay, there's the opening of the next 5-minute candle. You can go here in the 1 minute. You can see how it settled out on gold. We'll see if it comes down like I predict. Right now it has not yet started. Oh, yep, look at that. Look at that move on silver. That's gone down 4 ticks. That's a $100 move down already. See if it continues to come down. Gold's not coming down as fast as silver is. Gold's down only 2 ticks so far. Platinum's also down. The gold, you see, he actually had a much bigger wick on the 5-minute chart than silver did. So gold's move started before the close of that 5. So let's just watch that to see how much it reverses. I really do like the promise or the potential. That's the word I'm looking for. Of these reversal plays that I've been watching. How you doing, Gruncy, Oklahoma? So far, it's not a huge reversal. Gold's actually only a tick or two. But you would have actually gotten, if you had gotten in there, you could have gotten 4 to 5 ticks so far on silver, which is 125 bucks. So we'll keep an eye on. We'll come back and see how that finished off. We can come back here. We can see gold just sideways. Nasdaq finally found the top. It's pulled back to the SMA line. I shouldn't say a top. It's found a top for now, at least. So after that big explosion, everything's kind of calm now. Is it the calm before the storm? Or is it the calm before the European session in 4 hours? Just staring at the charts now. By the way, if you're a newer trader, that's another thing I recommend doing. Just looking at charts. You know, if you have TradingView or whatever, or I mean any charts, but I like to be able to look at four at once. I just sit back in my chair and watch the price action as it happens. And you really start picking up on various patterns that repeat and way things look, and you start noticing similarities and things like that. Not even sim trading. Obviously, sim trading is very important. But I'm just talking about, that way you're not worried about where your entries are, where your exits are, whatever. It's just sitting back and watching the charts for a while. Just watching how they react, how they act. Just don't do it when you're too tired, because it can sometimes put you to sleep. Gold, see, the gold never, we have a new 5 minute candle, so let's go back and look. Obviously, gold never pulled back, but look at silver. That's 6 ticks. That's a $150 candle right there in the pullback. So if I had played that, that would have been a great, nice little play. And you can see silver is really good for it. Let's look back here a little bit. Let's see. Usually I can find some good examples in silver of this play. I think there was none yesterday. Interesting. Here, this had two of the three. If you look at this, see the big move up above the bands on here. And you see it got up above the band on here. Just wasn't above the 70 line. So that's 2 out of 3. That's like an A minus setup, and you had beautiful reversal. Here, you look at this one. Big move up, well above the third, well above that Bollinger Band. And that's the third standard deviation band. Well, actually, it's 2.75. Then above the Bollinger on this RSI, touching the 70 line, and that is a $500 reversal candle. Have a great night. Let's do this. See you tomorrow morning. I'll be here bright and early. Here's another one above the 70 line, just above the Bollinger Band, just touches the band. Reversal, $500 on that candle, and another 250 on that candle. Here, broke the band, just barely broke the band, broke the 70 line, pull back. And these happen, I watch these, try to watch these on the 5 minute chart, and they happen, just about, they happen on every asset. And so I've really been watching for that. I haven't really played them yet. I played them once or twice, but as I get more sure of myself, they seem to be very high, a high probability setup. And once I'm more sure of them, yeah, I will do a video about it. But I want to make sure before I do that. By the way, gold just hit 1880. which is quite significant because that's above this major run up in November, and we're now at a high we have not seen since last June. June June looks like June 21st. Nope, June 11th. I'm sorry, June 11th was the last time we were at this level. Oh, Grunchy, thank you very much for subscribing on Twitch. I appreciate that. Thank you. Been a long time since I had a Twitch subscriber. I guess I need to sing more often. I am. I'm sorry. My old eyes missed that as that L for an I. I apologize. Grunkle. Got it. In my defense, I have the monitor that has the chat on it at a weird angle. So I'll blame that. So now, what is interesting is I'm here talking about these reversals. Silver's the only one that did the reversal. You know, gold is still overextended based on the RSI. I'm not a big RSI guy without the Bollinger Bands. So, you know, obviously we're sideways. Platinum just kept going up. So, silver's the only one that did the reversal. You know, gold, I wouldn't have got in trouble by trying the reversal play because it's just sideways. And platinum wasn't above that 70 line, so it wasn't the A plus setup. Also, platinum has more volume tonight than it does normally in the evening. So let's look back where we were. Wow, look at that just straight line on gold. No more, each one of these 1 minute candles is no bigger than 3 ticks. NASDAQ did get back above that recent high and then reject it back down. It's kind of sideways too. So let's look at the NQ chart. It's a big move up here. Can pull back, back up. Slightly, you know, slightly higher high there, but definitely pulling back. It's now wants to. It seems like it wants to breach that SMA. These are small candles for NQ, so we're watching you see this support line here, and that was at 14,317. It's only 6 points away. It's about right where we're gonna get if it keeps coming down, we're gonna get the short signal here right at around 320. Hate messy charts, but these lines are kind of unfortunately kind of needed. Now we do have the short signal. Like I said, we want to see it get through that resistance. I honestly, right now, I feel like this is going to go sideways, but I might be wrong. Let's see if it gets through there, and we're going to bring up a MNQ chart. I hesitate to take the opposite signal after a long trend. We see that it wants to try. See if it did get the short signal, but we want to get through that blue support line. What was that? It's 17. Sitting on 18 right now. There's a bounce. So here's where we see whether it bounces and, kind of starts wanting to bounce upper band to lower band, or if it wants to break down further. Do you see that the SMA line has kind of flattened out and even has a slightly downward slope? Definitely not something you could ski on, but excuse me while I take a drink. My mouth is getting dry. Okay. Coming back down at that red candle. Waiting. Get back below 317. There. Kind of touched it, bounced again. Finger on the trigger. Okay, we're filled. Filled with 3 contracts. Hopefully that wasn't a mistake. We'll see. 3 contracts. Filled at 316 and a quarter. Looking for 15 points. It might be a little far based on these candles, but we'll adjust. 7.5 points stop. It's just above the SMA line. Again, one thing, I spend my weekends staring at charts, which I know is kind of pathetic. But one thing I'm gonna need to start looking at, and I think I'm gonna, besides making a video this weekend about the strategy, is I want to look at how many times just the break of the SMA line is the better entry? Obviously, if I hadn't waited for this support, break the support and resistance, I would have gotten in, 3 to 7 points earlier on this trade, and already be halfway to profit target. I see we're kind of consolidating here, right around my entry point. And the other thing I want to look at is if I hadn't worried about the support here, or resistance, whatever, and just jumped in off of that signal, I would also be up, 3 points so far. Seeing a bit of a green reversal here. Nothing to worry too much about yet. It might pull back to the ESMA. Hopefully, pulls back to the SMA. It just bounces. My stop is above the SMA. Oh, wow. Look at that squeeze on gold. Looks like a hot air balloon or something. Bollinger Bands are literally just 4 ticks apart. I'm not sure I've ever seen that. The third Bollinger Bands are literally just 6 ticks apart. That's pretty impressive. Okay, 3 green candles in a row here. I don't like seeing. Oh, there is some red, maybe. That's a nice looking candle. I want to thank everyone for joining me this evening as we hit the 10 o'clock hour on the East Coast. Feel free to say hi in the chat, ask any questions, comments, statements. Every now and then, someone throws in an insult. If you haven't already hit that like button, I would appreciate it. Obviously, you're welcome to subscribe if you want. Channel's growing very quickly lately. There, we're seeing some nice red there, moving down. Every time I say that, I gotta stop saying that. Every time I do that, it bounces back up. Happened on the last trade too. And we're looking for 15 points. Might be a little bit overextended for this kind of, right now. It's another thing I need to get better at is, I set, I test out at certain levels each, time. Maybe sometimes, I would hate to run a 5 point stop on NQ, but like, maybe a 10 to 7 would be better instead of 15 when things are a bit slower. Then you never know when NQ is going to go from slow to, oh my god, what just happened? Hanging right around my entry point. Russell. Don't like the fact that the Russell's sending us along. Literally, it's just hanging right on my entry point. Not really sure what to think here. Right back at break even. Gold's the weirdest looking chart I've ever seen right now. There's some red. Will it go red? Will it go green? Find out in the next episode as the candle burns. Copper pulling back. It's coming up to the SMA. See if it bounces there. Definitely not really moving in any speed either way. So far, the low of this Very slow move. Was 314 even. Just about where we're at now. We're at 314 and 3/4. I'm gonna move the stop. This is now 4 points above the SMA line. We're gonna move it a little bit closer to the SMA line. Set it at 322 1/4. Makes it from a 7.5 point stop to a 6 point stop. Also means that I could move the profit target up to 12 points. Still be running a 2-to-1. We are seeing some move down here. This is struggling to get past that 14 level. This is about where we squeezed earlier and pushed back up for that little more move up. With 3 micros, hold on. $1.66 round trip on my each micro. So we need to make at least $5 in profit just to clear the commission. So you can see we're squeezing, just like kind of like gold was squeezing. Let's pull up the chart. We do have the downtrending SMA, but we have the uptrending bottom band. So not much room between the SMA and the bottom band. Hey Lennox, how you doing, buddy? How was your weekend? Oh, there's a big, nice red spike. Now we don't want to see too big of a spike. We don't want to get into those third band. Want a nice, slow, controlled move down. Right now we're up 4 points. This is the second trade on it. Won the first one. Well, actually, I took one trade on it today, just to tick off a day before I went on stream. Like after I bought it, just to tick off a day. That was a $10 loss, but this is the second trade on it tonight. First was a winner by about 30 bucks. Now we're up $33 on this trade right now. Moving our stop closer down to the SMA line here now. Now we have 4 point stop from my entry. Need to see whether or not this can squeeze through this area and continue to head down. Don't like the looks of that candle there. Let's see. 4 point stop. I could move my profit target up to just 8 points. profit target and still be at 2 to 1. But I'm kind of liking this price action right here, although we could see a bounce here. We'll see. Watching. We're about 6 points in profit right here. I'm trying not to move my profit target prematurely. Seeing some nice red. Can it just continue to kind of grind down that slope? My entry point's right at the SMA line now. Ooh, seeing green. Give it a little bit of breathing room. If this is just a 1 minute pullback, big move up though. Could definitely be a bounce up to the SMA line. You know, we're really tight quarters here, so there's not much space to that SMA line. That's new candle. So far showing red. Oh, showing more green. Don't like the looks of that. See if we bounce off that SMA. Good That's exactly what I didn't want to happen. Let's see if it pops back down. 5 seconds to go in this candle. Let's see if it pops back down. Still in profit by a couple bucks. Not panicking. There we go. We're going to move our profit target up quite a bit here. Just try and get something out of this at this point. See if that bites me. This kind of looks like it wants to bounce and come back, continue to come down, but one day I'm gonna learn not to move my targets. Today is not that day. Gold's still very tight. I think we're going to see it come up. Everything's flattening. You can see everything flattening. The SMA is pretty much flat. The bands are just about straight. Ooh. This came within 2 points, and 2 ticks from my target again. Okay. Okay. So just nailed my target for 2. We're moving the stop to break even on the third one, and we'll see where this might go. And if it goes all the way down, I'm gonna like be really upset with myself for moving my stop. But hey, actually, we're gonna do something different. We're gonna move it to the top of this candle. So we got profit on this trade. Now it does continue. Looks like it wants to continue down. So we'll see how much we can continue getting out of this final micro. That looks like a reversal candle. You can see that the SMA has started downtrending again. We're going to keep our stop, which is in profit, above the SMA. If it does come up to the SMA, we'll give it some space to bounce off of it. Coming up to that SMA. The SMA is still, almost horizontal, but still has that slight downtrend. We'll see if we bounce again. Did kind of double bottom here and here. Which was about 309. Yeah, about 309. Still staying below that SMA for now. The 3 green candles in a row. Probably gonna stop us out here in a minute. Definitely like the red. So obviously NQ is not moving the same way it's normally does. But we are getting some, little moves out of it. This is a profitable trade, so we're 2 for 2 on profitable trades tonight. Just waiting to see how this one ends up. Big green candle come up toward our trailing. Above the SMA now. See if it gets one last attempt to bounce. Okay, stop this out. So let's look at the numbers. These aren't big wins, obviously. That was ended up being a $26 win. So small, cha-ching. But remember, our profit target is only $125 a day, so we are about halfway there. Probably like $60 after commission, so right around halfway. NQ is sending us a long signal now, so it's sending us the opposite signal. But yep, actually, yeah, so for the whole account, we're up $46.99 right now on the career path. Do we want to take this? No. Why am I not taking this buy signal? So honestly, it's more likely to bounce here. We see it bouncing off that top Bollinger on the RSI. This could just be, it came down, and this is obviously a grind down. This is a very good chance that this is going to just continue down. And now here's where maybe moving my stop might have ended up hurting me. Because, originally I got in, what was the, let me look. I got in on that trade at 316 and a quarter, which means my stop was all the way up at like 323. So it would still be in this trade, obviously, if I hadn't moved my stop. So we'll see if this ends up continuing down. Remember, when I'm charting these out, in my back testing, I don't move my stops at all when I'm figuring out if it goes where I want it to. So, this would have been looking for 15 points. Obviously hasn't gotten there yet. With a 7.5 point stop right there. Let's see how it ends up, if it ends up. If I would have just got in on the signal and just kept following it down. We'll follow that now until either, concludes one way or the other, or get to the end of the stream. Then you'll have to just tune in tomorrow morning and find out where it ended up. Sorry that occasionally you might hear me breathe. I've had complaints about that in the past. I do tend to breathe heavy at times. I am not trying to be obscene. The obscene trader. No, definitely don't want to. Definitely don't want to upset YouTube. So gold, this is definitely that's a very weird chart. But this was an awesome long signal here that just would have been amazing. We consolidated, popped up for a full point, pulled back by a full point, more consolidation, and then finally moved upwards here. Excuse me one moment. So, I mean, if you look at this chart, let's take that away. This is what we were up until that time. And how would you know that this long signal was going to turn into that? There's no way. But it ended up being a good long signal even before that. So, thank you, Dan. I appreciate that. It's weird how the TCP is making me appreciate those small wins. My normal mini gauntlet is a 75K account, and I was oh my god. Well, there's the 15 points that that trade would have gotten if I hadn't, if I had moved my stop. Anyway, I was not happy ever taking small wins on the mini gauntlet, 75K. But I'm happy with 30, $40 a trade for now on the TCP because I only need 130 a day. So that would have given us the 15 points we were looking for. And this is why, see, just a tad frustrating because we've seen both of these last two trades that there were winning trades, obviously. Wonderful winning trades. Nothing wrong with taking the profit early. Or shouldn't say nothing wrong with taking profit if you really feel there's a reason to get out. But both times they would have gone to my profit target easily. Now, this is interesting. I bounced off that 200 period EMA perfectly. Well, it did. Now it's looking like it wants to breach. Really looking like it wants to head down. Now, I did just totally, brain freeze on this. Got upset because it snapped down on me there, but it sent me a signal, and I didn't even comprehend. That was telling me to get back in right there. All of a sudden, all these signals. All of a sudden, so I could have jumped in there at '07, and we're already down to, we're already up by 7 points, 8 points. If I jumped in on that signal. Okay, what's going on? What's everything jumping down all of a sudden? Yeah, YM down 16. Let's look at what everything else is doing. Gold kind of pulled back. Copper. I missed this signal on copper. I think I was messing with NASDAQ. This would have been a great signal to take on the Gauntlet account. It's pulled down by a full 20 points, 20 ticks. Crude. These would have been good signals. All three of these. Interesting that the ES never sent. If you look here at the NQ, it quickly sent us that long signal that I said, well, I don't want to take, which was smart not to. What's interesting is the ES never went to a long. ES never got above its SMA. This would be, be down 6 points from that short signal. Gold. So gold's sending us a short signal. Obviously, these are small candles, and it's coming right up to an uptrending SMA line. So definitely watching and waiting on that. So another thing, what I'm hoping to do with this TCP, even though I'm working on smaller trades, is to prove to myself more these signals work. So many times I don't take the signals. Now some I just honestly miss. Like I didn't see this. But I don't take the signals like I should because I doubt myself. I doubt strategy for whatever frickin' reason I do. So that's another reason I'm trying this TCP and just taking the signals. I'm somehow just brain freezed on that signal. It is kind of consolidating right on that SMA line. I mean EMA line. See here on the 5 minute did just kind of hit that Bollinger on the RSI. A little bit of a pop up here. Not a heck of a lot. Obviously, that would have been a winner. We'll watch to see if this ended up being a winner as well. Would have been an entry of round 14,307, down 7 points so far. Because anyway, to continue that thought about proving to myself that this strategy works, because like I said, Vincent trades it very well, and other people have started using it as well, and to much success. But of course, I got to prove to myself for whatever reason. And obviously, if it starts working on 2 micros, there's no reason it can't work on a mini. And once I prove that it can work on a mini, that means I can, as I scale up, I can do 2 or 3 minis. But that's down the road. We will not see any minis on the 25K, and probably not on the 50K. Thank you. Busting the band. Let me see that. So, yeah, it's down below that band there on the RSI. But it's nowhere near the band on the upper chart, nowhere near the 70 line. So definitely not the A plus setup. Continuing to move down. Profit target, if I jumped in on that short signal, would have been 80. Wait, no. Oh yeah, late night math is as good as no 92. So it's at 97 right now. So it's 4 points away from that profit target. So it's proving why I like these signals. As long as you don't, like I said, it did send this, long signal right there that I said I didn't want. Just can't blindly follow. So we'll hang out a few more minutes here to see whether or not anything else pops. I don't think it's going to because NQ really, I mean, I'm still looking at gold, but NQ's been my focus. And it's been my focus in the morning too. I won't trade gold in the morning because a 5 point stop on gold in the morning just doesn't work. 5 tick stop, 5 tick, 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 tick. But some people would have gotten in on this candle here after this broke the 200 EMA. 4 points. I've been a good. I don't think I would have ever would do that on the micros, but might have been a good quick scalp on a mini. Could have got 80 to 100 bucks out of that. A little bit of a pullback. So it's gotten down to 94, which would have been 2 points from the profit target if we had gotten on that short signal. By the way, for those of you that are new, I do say we a lot, that it is me. Like, we're all a big, happy trading group here, and I include you all in my thoughts. So this short signal ended up being excellent on gold. Now, why didn't I take it? Why didn't I even consider it? Because we were above the SMA line, and the SMA line was still uptrending. Ended up being very good. Would have gotten our profit target easily. But it went against my trading plan, basically. So nothing really happening here at all. I haven't checked agriculture. I very rarely take a trade on agriculture, but I like to watch it here and there. And it's sideways as heck, too. So, we talked about this reversal play on silver earlier when it did this. This candle, from the start of this candle down to here, it was 6 ticks. And then, kind of pulled back, but it ended up coming down even further. It was the start of a bigger move and ended up going 12 ticks. That's 300 bucks on silver. So those definitely a nice reversal play there. My opinion, you wanted to get out of those two before it started pulling back because you weren't going to guarantee that it wasn't going to just kind of go up and then continue upwards. But definitely A plus setup on that reversal. Bitcoin, have a nice night. I keep an eye on Bitcoin, just out of curiosity, now because I trade it. Obviously, can't trade Bitcoin futures in order to trade, but it's just fun to keep a watch on. I also keep a watch on SHIB because I have a lot of SHIB. Not that I ever expected to go anyplace. Gold's back to sideways now. And basically sideways at that same spot it was sideways before. It came up and came right back down to it. I have a little bit of regular Doge. It's because one of the apps I run pays me in Doge. But my the SHIB that I have, I use an app called Unminable that I just mine off my computer. I figure it's never going to really do anything, but I mean, if it ends up having a run like Doge did last year, well, why not? You know. Oh, NQ is pulling back down, and yes, NQ would have reached the profit target off of this one. So now, before we wrap up for the night, let's look at this. If I had just followed these signals, 15 points there. It's not 15 points? Really? Oh, 725 to, am I figuring math wrong? What was the opening of that candle? 725? Oh, no. Yeah, there we go. Now it's a closed trade. So winner, winner. Now this was the tough one. If I had taken it there, it would have stopped me out. Big time. Easily. But the smart money play, and I don't mean Kramer's show, would have been to get in at almost any time after it came back down and then rebroke the SMA line. See, you could have got it in anywhere here on this ride up, and it would have not stopped you out, and you would have got the 15 points. Any point, except for, there. But almost any time you could have got in and got 15 points. That would have been the smart money. This worked, 15 points. This one didn't, but I wouldn't have taken it because we had the uptrend. Obviously, that worked. This one did not work. It only went up 7, so I would have taken that, and that wouldn't have worked. So this is since 7 o'clock. Obviously, I came on 7:45, so these weren't. This one was, but this one was not a trade I could have taken on the TCP, but I could have taken it on my gauntlet. So let's look at this. 1 win, 2 wins, skip. If you'd taken this, I would not have taken this there. That would have been a loss. But if you would have taken it any time here, get in. But we won't even count that. So we're at 2 wins, 3 wins, 4 wins. And let's just say you would have taken this for some reason. So 4 wins, 1 loss, taking these signals. Even if you had screwed up and taken this one. 4 wins and 2 losses at, if you let them run, 2-to-1 reward to risk. So 4 wins and 2 losses at 15 points to 7.5 is 60 minus 15, 45 points of profit possible tonight if I had just run the trades right. But I get frustrated with myself. So that's why I like these signals. And that's why these signals, once I start believing in myself, I do, I do believe that these signals will lead me to much profit. Okay, folks. Let's take one last gander at everything, see if there's anything that stands out. Sideways on gold. I don't know. Looks. I mean, obviously NQ's heading down. You know, and this kind of snuck up on us. I think here is where it topped, 14,333. It's down to 290, so it's down 43 points. It's moved down. Be interested to see how far it goes down, or if it reverses at the Europe Open. Obviously ES is making the same moves, similar. Yep, you know, top there has been coming down. A little bit smoother than NQ did, I think. Crude oil, since open, chopped up, pulled back, went up, but you can see how choppy that move up was. Pulled back nicely, another nice move up, and now moved down. Gas and Russell just kind of there. Alright, before we say goodnight, let's see if we got a long signal here on gold, but we have this, the the SMA is downtrending, the bands are downtrending. This is going to be a reversal. Let's see, just to see if I'm right. Then we'll call it a night. Remember, back here tomorrow morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern time. Bright and early. I get my butt up out of bed. Let's see, this was only pulled back by nothing, by a tick. And not as much of a pullback as I expected. Maybe even bends the bands back up and heads back up. See that reversal there on NQ? 7-point candle back up. Also expect this to reverse, even though it's sending me the long signal. Yep. This turned red. Pulling back. Got a doji candle on gold. So we're going to wrap up there for the night. We wrap up being up. You know, let's look here. It's $68 gross without the commissions taken out. The actual, yeah, let me find it here. Actual count says we're up $45.16. So that's where we stand right now. So we'll continue this tomorrow morning. Try to hit our, $125 net profit. So we need two or three more good trades, assuming we don't lose any. And we'll also try and take some more trades on the regular gauntlet account as well. So join me tomorrow morning at 7:30 a.m. I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight, listening and watching. And let's continue to grow our accounts. Let's continue to move on and make futures our future. Hey, I kind of like that. Maybe I need to copyright that. Have a great night, everyone. See you tomorrow, Vincent. See you tomorrow, Dan. Have a great night. Bye.